Are you still memorizing vocabulary from a vocabulary list or flashcards? Isn't it boring to memorize vocabulary like that? So in this video, I'm going to share specific steps I've actually been doing as a language learner myself to memorize vocabulary without any stress. It's gonna be pretty short, but I guarantee it's really powerful and effective. Without further ado, let's dive into today's topic. Step 1. Just enjoy Korean content you like without any intention of memorizing vocabulary. Watch K-dramas, read Korean books, or listen to Korean podcasts just for fun. Anything would be good if you're interested in it. The reason why I suggest enjoying Korean content to memorize vocabulary is that it's hardly possible to forget what's really fun or really touching. Come to think of my own experience, for example, I never forget one sentence I've read from This is Marketing by Seth Godin. The best way to complain is to make things better. What I want to say is that if you get impressed by something, you memorize it without even trying. And it lasts for almost your entire life. So, if you want to memorize Korean vocabulary easily and remember for a long time, be impressed by Korean content you like. Because chances are so low for you to be impressed by reading a dictionary or flashcards. For your information, I personally recommend you to consume content that has audio and text at the same time. Why? Because it's easy to look up the meaning of words you don't know. If you're capable of discriminating words by only listening, it doesn't matter whether you enjoy Korean content that has no subtitles or scripts. Step 2. When vocabulary you don't know shows up, Google it. For your information, don't ever think about looking for the meaning of every vocabulary you don't know. Google only vocabulary you really want to know at the moment. You might be saying, what if the words I didn't Google were essential words? Don't worry about it. If they're really critical words, they will show up again and again. And as you encounter them repeatedly, you will memorize them without even noticing. One more thing. Don't forget to check the image tab too. The reason why I'm asking you to do this is that it's often easier to memorize vocabulary by seeing images. Let me show an example. Let's say you want to know the meaning of 다투다, so you Google 다투다 meaning. Let's see what Google says. 다투다 is a verb and it has the following meanings. Aha, those are what 다투다 means. Of course, some of you can memorize 다투다 by saying the definition, but for most people, to memorize by image is way easier. Let's check the image tab. Oh, 다투다 has this kind of meaning, something like arguing. By checking the image tab, now you can easily memorize 다투다 as this kind of image. For this reason, I highly recommend checking the image tab when searching for the meaning of vocabulary. Step 3. Make your own sentences using the word you want to memorize. It's okay to stop at step 2, but if you want to memorize words faster, I highly recommend making sample sentences on your own. For your information, there are 2 rules I want you to follow when making your own sentences. First rule, make sentences related to your daily life. The human brain has evolved to memorize something that has to do with ourselves prior to other things because it's more beneficial for survival. If we can take advantage of our brain's trait, it becomes way easier to memorize vocabulary. For example, if you want to memorize 다투다, you can do like this. If you've actually argued with your mom today, making this sentence will help you stick 다투다 to your brain. 저는 오늘 엄마랑 다퉜어요. Doing so, you can incorporate the word 다투다 into your memory directly. It makes you memorize 다투다 way easier. Second rule, make ridiculous or hilarious sentences. You must have seen or heard something that was so goofy or ridiculous that it kind of hardly gets away from your head. As you have experienced already, something ridiculous automatically sticks to your memory and lasts so long without even trying. So I suggest you to make advantage of this. Make ridiculous or hilarious sample sentences. For example, if you want to memorize 다투다, you can make these kind of sentences. 저는 어제 대통령과 다퉜어요. 저는 내일 외계인과 다툴 거예요. For your better understanding, let's sum up today's video. If you want to memorize Korean vocabulary without any stress, follow these 3 steps. First, just enjoy Korean content you like without any intention of memorizing vocabulary. Second, when vocabulary you don't know shows up, Google it. Don't forget to check the image tab too. Third, make your own sentences using the words you want to memorize. Either sentences related to your daily life or ridiculous or hilarious sentences. These 3 steps may seem too simple to be effective, but they really are effective because they enable you learning vocabulary in the context. First, you can see how specific words are used in which context while consuming Korean content you like. Second, you can get a grasp of subtle nuance by seeing images. Third, you can incorporate vocabulary you want to memorize into your memory, your own context. Believe it or not, learning vocabulary in the context is much more powerful than you think. According to the book Learning Vocabulary in Another Language by Paul Nation, published in 2001 by Cambridge University Press, it is more effective to learn vocabulary repeatedly within the context, rather than to learn by rote memorization. Furthermore, according to Instructed Second Language Vocabulary Learning by Norbert Schmidt, published in 2008 in the journal Language Teaching Research, if you learn vocabulary while watching a movie or reading a book, in other words, if you learn the word in the context of actually using it, chances are high for you to show a higher understanding and ability to utilize it. From these scientific backgrounds, I highly recommend trying the 3 steps I mentioned to memorize Korean vocabulary. So, this is what I prepared for you today, and if you're having difficulties learning Korean on specific topics, please leave a comment. Lastly, if you're new to my channel, please check out the pinned comment on this video. It will speed up your Korean learning velocity so much. Thank you for watching this video and have a nice day.